Okay, besties. You know when you scroll for 1 second and the internet decides to fall apart? Yeah, that is exactly what just happened here. Two names back in the mix, stirring the same pot of chaos. Resilient Jenkins and Gypsy Rose. Every time you think they might come down, they come back louder. Stephanie's over here arguing with her own audience like she's on a talk show. While Gypsy's out here trying to explain away her latest mess like she's in a PR seminar. Watching both of them at once feels like flipping between two reality shows. Same energy, different flavors of meltdown. And honestly, this isn't just the usual internet drama. It's about two people who can't stop turning their own downfall into content. We are talking about denial, reflection, and the addiction to attention. So grab a snack because we are going in deep today. Let's start with Stephanie Jenkins because whatever she's on lately, it's giving chaos turned up to max volume. And hey, before we dive in, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the second half because Gypsy Rose's story, it's even messier than you think. Besties, let's talk about it because Stephanie Jenkins, aka Resilient Jenkins, has been wild lately. Like, she's really out here arguing with her own followers, snapping back at anyone who breathes wrong in her comment section, and turning every post into a full-blown debate club. She calls herself unbothered. But if you've actually watched her lives or scrolled her page, you already know. This woman is so bothered.
You can't resist. Yeah, I can avoid your lives because, girl, I don't care. But you can't resist. Go ahead and show the fuck back up like you already did. But how about one-on-one instead of two? No, what I do is I shut the door to confrontation, to that negative energy that she just can't seem to sit down and act like an adult and talk to me.
Every caption, every little emoji, every long-winded paragraph screams, I saw what you said and I'm mad about it. You can feel it through the screen. And listen, this isn't just one bad day or a rough patch. It's a whole pattern. Like every single week, she's got something new to defend, some new clapback to make, some new follower to shade. She's practically writing her autobiography through Facebook posts. Honestly, it's like watching a diary unfold in real time, except the diary is public and everyone's commenting. And y'all, make sure you subscribe because I am following these suckers closely and it just keeps getting messier by the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss where this goes next. All right, besties, let's really get into it because this post right here had everybody talking. Stephanie literally went on Facebook and wrote, I mean, you could be grateful I engage instead of being irritated to see my name. This will all eventually fall circle on y'all. Eventually, I'm going to pop up in those content creator only events too.
Stephanie from the Resilient Jenkins is crashing out this morning with the haters. She said we need to start being grateful and engage with her content. We need to be grateful she is making content. And that she will eventually be popping up at those creator-only content events. And that she is that girl, she is that content creator, and that we need to stop sleeping on her, period. And she's saying if the haters are going to run their mouth, then she's running her mouth back.
Now, when I saw that, I had to pause like, girl, what? You're talking about content creator events while filming from a motel room? Be so for real. Stephanie's living situation right now is not giving influencer lifestyle. She is currently dealing with homelessness, living in one motel room with a family of 7. And instead of focusing on getting stability, she's posting videos of herself washing dishes in a bathtub, leaving her kids unsupervised and showing off the same unsafe conditions everyone's been worried about. But she wants the public to be grateful she even posts. Like, be serious. This right here is next level delusion that only influencer culture could create. It's a type of thinking where someone makes exploitation for hard work. Stephanie really believes that showing her kids struggling online is somehow going to land her at a content creator event. It's wild.
When I see Stephanie Jenkins or Thompson, whatever post, sorry, I see that she uses the hashtag influencer. Does this lady really think that she is an influencer? In her mind, I honestly think that she thinks she is like being an influencer, influencing people. Honey, you have no right to influence anybody, and I hope nobody is influenced by you. Keep posting what you post and make your money off of it, but baby, we are not influenced by you. I promise you that. And I'm sure you know that. So stop using the hashtag influencer.
She's out here telling people to thank her for showing her cares while also clapping back at anyone who dares to call it out. The logic? Nowhere to be found. And y'all better stay right here and make sure you're subscribed, because after we wrap up this mess, we're jumping into Gypsy Rose's latest meltdown, and that one's even more unhinged than this. A few days later, Stephanie doubled down. She posted an old video from when they were still in their one-bedroom apartment, the same one where the entire family lived together. The clip started wholesome, her and the kids playing at the park. But then she showed how she and Drew had their own room, while all the other kids slept on the floor in the kitchen and the living room. At the time, people thought it can't get worse than this. Spoiler alert, it did. Her caption said, I have so many emotions watching my videos in the apartment. I see moments I missed opportunities to do better for my kids, but I also see everything we built as a family, our unbreakable connections. You may not see it, but we have come farther than I can put in words. I am just grateful and still. That's all I have.
You are not a victim of circumstance. You are facing consequences of the choices you made. The only victims of circumstance are your children. It's so unfortunate for them that you are their mother. I grew up in a family of 7. There were a few times we were evicted, but we never ended up in a motel because my stepdad would do odd jobs wherever he could find them. He would be driving down the street and he would see people like working on a roof and he'd be like, can I help? He tilled the daycare playground and he would help spread the sand and everything. So that way he only had to pay for 2 kids daycare instead of 5 kids daycare, because even with a voucher, you still had to pay a certain amount. Like you said, you and your boyfriend chose self-employment while having 4 kids at home. No way to have stable income come in the house at all, other than your boyfriend washing a couple hubcaps, which I'm pretty sure they were just your hubcaps. Drew said he left the HVAC company because the other people got a bigger raise than him. That was a choice. He didn't get fired. He didn't get laid off. He made a choice, and choices got you here. Use your brain. And let me just say this. As a mom whose child has been getting early intervention since 6 months old, his autism assessment is in January. I would do everything in my power to have a stable home for him so he could have gotten his speech therapy. Even if that meant selling pictures of my back door online, I would have done it, because for him and his development and his speech, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Now, on the surface, that sounds reflective. But when you're still living in a single motel room with your family of 7, calling it progress feels more like denial. One viewer commented, trauma bonds don't count as unbreakable moments. That single comment hit deep because Stephanie, who rarely replies directly, actually responded with, I really wish that if you didn't have anything to say, you would just go away. She tried to sound unbothered, but you could feel the sting behind the response. Stephanie depends on engagement, even negative engagement. Without those comments, without people arguing or criticizing, her content loses traction. The negative attention is the only thing keeping her algorithm alive. And this is where it starts making sense why she keeps poking the bear. Rage bait is her strategy. Every meltdown, every clapback, every defensive post, it's all engagement farming. Just when you thought she'd calm down, she took it a step further. A viewer slid into her DMs, calling her a meth head. Instead of ignoring it like most would, she decided to respond. Don't you get how messed up that is to assume of someone? Then she screenshotted the message and posted it on Facebook with the caption, throw your dart words right back at you.
Mouth, then she's running her mouth back. So somebody messaged Stephanie on Facebook and they were calling her a meth head. And then she said, don't you get how messed up that is to assume of someone? Like, she is full-blown crashing out. Like, why are you even caring what these people are even saying to you for real, girl? And we all know the truth about you, Stephanie. And what is her content? Exploiting children? Like, I don't get it. What is your content? Exploiting children? Because that's all you do. What is your content? Washing dishes off of the floor? Like, what? I'm so confused, girl. What is your content, Stephanie? How are you a content creator? Just because you do a cleaning video and put a voiceover on it does not mean you're a content creator. But
She seemed proud, like she'd won an argument. But what she didn't realize is that she just broadcasted the insult to her entire following. She thought it was empowerment, but really, it was self-humiliation. The internet laughed because she made herself the punchline. This is the kind of overreaction that's becoming her trademark. She's quick to respond, never to reflect. It's almost like she's searching for validation through chaos. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit subscribe because trust me, the rabbit hole only gets deeper. Then came the infamous live where she went after Alita, Drew's other baby mama, and her supporters. Stephanie says she wasn't scared of Alita, that she was fed up and done. According to Stephanie, the drama started months ago when she posted a picture of herself with Drew and the kids. And Alita jumped in the comments calling her names and claiming Drew shouldn't love Stephanie's kids since he didn't care about hers. Stephanie vented that Alita was jealous, saying, "Why can't Drew build other bonds just because it didn't work out with you?" She then accused Alita of picking fights that weren't even about her own child, implying Alita was only supporting Desiree, the other mom, fighting for full custody of Deshaun.
Because here's my thing with you, girl. As if you're just such a good mom. You've had your child in your life. You are. You have evidence that you've been a good mom. So why stand there and defend a mom who deliberately was not in the picture? So much so that you're going to put somebody down that has nothing to do with you. What's it come down to? Because he came home from that park that one time and said, you can't be calling that lady mama because she don't look nothing like you. So what's the real intention behind why you don't like me?
But here's the twist. Stephanie exposed herself mid-rant. In the past, she denied that Alita had ever reached out before and claimed she only appeared when Stephanie went viral. But now, she's admitting that Alita had been contacting her way earlier. She contradicted herself completely and didn't even notice. It's giving substances were consumed energy because she can't even keep her old story straight anymore. If you thought that was bad, buckle up. Stephanie's recent actions are straight up alarming. She's left her toddler alone in the car, saying he likes joking in the car. She's filmed herself washing dishes in a bathtub because the sink was too small. She even let her daughter drink kitty juice on camera. And when people call her out, she doubles down, acting like everyone else is dramatic. She even made a new backup channel just to post more footage of her kids. The public is starting to feel uneasy because it looks like she's intentionally creating shocking content for views. Some speculate that she's staying in that motel to maintain the PT narrative. Without that environment, she loses her main storyline. And the sad part, her kids are the only true victims here. They didn't choose this lifestyle, but they are the center of every controversial video. What we are watching is the slow implosion of someone who's addicted to engagement. Her arrogance mixed with low self-esteem and possible substance use has created a perfect storm. Stephanie turns every disaster into content, but even chaos gets old. The algorithm might feed her now, but one day, people will just scroll past. Plain English, Stephanie Jenkins is spiraling, and she's filming every second of it. Don't go anywhere because next we're breaking down Gypsy Rose's damage control that's honestly not controlling anything. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button now because the second half, it's even wilder. Gypsy Rose, fresh off her wave of post-prison fame, has entered a full-blown PR disaster. After a series of unhinged live streams, she's now trying to clean up the mess, but it's making things worse. People noticed that Gypsy was acting different, hyperactive, fidgety, constantly moving her jaw, talking too fast. Viewers started to speculate that she might be under the influence, especially since her ex, Ken, was allegedly a user who went to rehab. And then Gypsy did something that shocked even her fans. She went on a live rant dragging her late mother.
Okay, so Gypsy Rose is officially in damage control mode, and people are seriously worried over her past couple of live streams. In these live streams, we've seen a very different Gypsy, hyper, erratic, jaw clenching behavior we've never really seen before, where she called Dee Dee a POS mom, saying she didn't care if she was in heaven or down there.
I'm sorry, she was a con artist and she was a shit piece of mom. Like, she was not a good mom. And her judgment is gonna come from God.
But very recently, there was a live stream where people suspected rug use. After creators pointed this out, made videos, GRB came on to say that it was an antidepressant. Well,
Where are all my antidepressant girlies? So I have been on Wellbutrin for the last month, and so far it's been going really good. But like when I first started taking it, I felt like a huge burst of energy. I would get up at like 6 a.m., clean the house, had a lot of energy throughout the day. And now that I have been on it for, the month, it's in my system now, and now I've kind of seen a decline in that like energy. It's been a great mood stabilizer.
She was a con artist and she was a shit piece of mom.
So what I meant by Wellbutrin has some side effects.
makes her very hyper, but she also said that the symptom wore off about a month ago. So that doesn't really track. This happened while Ken was MIA for about a month. It's suspected he was in rehab, especially after a live stream where he most certainly, allegedly, was doing something that has to do with snow. There's also speculation it was due to drama over the FOIA emails. But GRB insists everything's fine, even saying she is living a clean and sober life, which points to she had a problem with alcohol. We did see her going to a lot of bars once she was off of parole. Well, really, while she was on parole the day before, she was seen at a place where the ladies dance. I mean, this is all alleged, even though several people claimed they saw her there. This new narrative just feels really confusing. Her fans are very worried, even her detractors, seeing how there's a baby at home. Not only that, but she had a recent open CPS case, and it's unclear if it was ever closed. The behavior, the damage control, none of it lines up.
The same mother she premeditated to unalive for 2 years while manipulating her boyfriend Nick to commit the act. It was one of the darkest moments yet. Viewers realized she wasn't remorseful. She was angry and deflecting. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and lets you keep up as we unpack the next twists in Gypsy's story. When backlash hit, Gypsy came back with a new narrative. She said she was taking Wilbertine, an antidepressant, and that it caused her sudden energy and hyperactivity. She explained, "When I first started taking it, I felt a huge burst of energy. I was hyper, getting up early, doing chores and everything, but now I feel stabilized." She described it like a magic pill that made her overly energetic. But anyone familiar with antidepressants knew something was off. Real users began correcting her, saying Wilbertine isn't a stimulant, It's a balancing medication, not an energizer. Still, Gypsy refused to take the L. She replied to the comment saying, I didn't mean it was literally a stimulant. I just meant it has stimulant side effects. That might have worked if she hadn't literally said the opposite days before. The contradictions kept piling up and the internet was taking notes. Gypsy said her supposed side effects lasted during the first month, but her chaotic live streams happened long after that, during the time she claimed she was stabilized. So if she was back to normal, why was she still behaving the same way? Erratic, defensive, unfiltered? Her logic rumbled faster than her apology videos. Viewers pointed out that if she truly believed she had a medical reaction, she'd consult a doctor, not her fan base. But instead, she made it into a content moment, framing it as part of her healing journey. After the backlash, Gypsy tried to return with a softer tone. She summoned her antidepressant girlies, sharing her mental health story in an attempt to sound relatable. But it didn't work. The timing was too convenient, the delivery too rehearsed. This is Gypsy's new formula. Act out, get called out, cry about it later. She rebrands as the sweet, misunderstood mom who's just trying to live her truth, but the cracks keep showing. The same woman who manipulated someone into killing her mother can't even show basic remorse now. And to top it off, she's using depression talk as damage control. The issue isn't the medication, it's her manipulation. The same skill that once worked on Nick now plays out on camera. Only this time, the internet isn't falling for it. Our audience is finally waking up. The innocent Gypsy image has been replaced by a more accurate picture. A woman still stuck in the same narcissistic cycle. Her damage control has turned into misinformation about antidepressants. Her fan base is shrinking, her credibility is collapsing, and her redemption story has hit a wall. The fame that she thought would set her free is now her new cage. Every time she goes live, the internet sees more of the person she's been trying to hide. If she doesn't stop soon, she'll end up exactly where she started, isolated and exposed. And if you want to stay caught up when that happens, hit subscribe because this saga, it's far from over. Stephanie and Gypsy might be two different women, but their stories are eerily similar. Both crave control and attention, both turn chaos into content, and both mistake online engagement for real growth. Stephanie's downfall is fueled by arrogance, addiction, and delusion. Gypsy's downfall is powered by lies, denial, and manipulation. They're both living proof that fame without self-awareness always ends the same way: distraction in public view. My verdict? Stephanie is headed for cancellation she won't recover from, and Gypsy's redemption arc has officially expired. They don't need more followers. They need intervention. But what do you think, besties? Are these two women caught in the cycle of social media fame? Or are we witnessing the cost of turning trauma into content? Drop your thoughts below, hit like and subscribe because these two, they are just the tip of the iceberg of influencer chaos. And we're not done watching yet. Stay tuned for the next deep dive. It's coming sooner than you think.